Hello, and welcome to another episode of The End of the Search. This one I call it The Problem is the Attention. Let's explore this a bit, okay? Right now, you are being, and that's just a fact. I'm not asking you if you are being or not, you're simply being. And being requires no specific attention. Being is just being. That's all. So, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And you can do this exercise with your eyes closed, just so that the attention is not dispersed out, and it helps you sort of kind of focus on this. Or you can do it with your eyes open. It's up to you. But I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and you see where this is heading to. Are you breathing? And the answer is yes. Okay? Yeah, I could say breathing happens and everything, but just pay attention to this. You're breathing. Are you choosing to breathe? Or breathing is just what's happening? Well, I guess the answer is obvious. Breathing is happening. I'm not choosing to breathe at all. Okay. Is your heart beating right now? And the answer is yes. The heart is beating. Are you choosing for your heart to beat or not? Or is it just happening? And the answer is obvious. It's happening. Now, while I ask you if you're breathing, your attention goes to the breathing, right? While your attention is in breathing, are you noticing that your heart is beating? No, not at all. Because the attention is not in the heart, the attention is on the breathing. Now I'm going to ask you, is your heart beating? Notice how your attention is in the beating of the heart to answer the question. However, while you're putting the attention on the heart beating, are you noticing that you're breathing? And the answer is no. Breathing is happening and your attention is in your heart beating. Okay? While I was asking you these questions, notice that your attention was oscillating between I'm breathing and the heart beating. While that was happening, your attention was not in thoughts. You see? Therefore, thoughts could have been happening, but you were not aware of them, or your attention wasn't there. When you find yourself bringing the attention to thoughts, heart beating continues, breathing continues, but the attention is on the thoughts, and that attention to the thought is what's distracting you from the fact that you are. You see? You always are being. And being has no problems. Being is just being. But the moment the attention goes to thoughts, being continues, just like breathing continues, just like heart beating continues, but somehow the attention to thoughts gives it a different color to the experience. And that attention to thoughts, and I should say believing the thoughts, creates all the problems. And yet heart beatings happen, being happens, breathing happens, thinking happens, but the attention, when it's directed to the thinking, and then we believe the thinking, meaning that we believe whatever interpretation we have of the thinking, which, by the way, that interpretation is a thought, isn't it? So what happens is, if you don't believe the interpretation of the thoughts, if you don't believe the thoughts, what happens? What happens is that the attention is not in thought, is not believing either the content of the mind nor the interpretation or anything. the attention no longer is fixed into something, and now it's wide open. And in that case, in this wide openness, you experience beingness, and beingness is peace. Beingness is joy. Beingness is happiness. Beingness is love. Beingness is you. So just notice. And you see, noticing also requires attention. This is a funny thing, the playing with words. Simply being. You're being right now. And while your attention might have been directed to the thoughts, or in this case to my words, while the attention was focused there, breathing happens, beating of the heart happens, thinking happens, sensations happen, sound happens, everything happens, but you are. And the invitation is to just recognize the beingness, that the fact that you are. And then life unfolds as it will unfold. Thoughts will appear, sensations will appear, they all will appear, but the attention is not directed to anything specifically, in the same way that the attention is not directed to breathing nor to heart beating, unless you find yourself asphyxiated and then all the attention goes there. But again, when the attention is not fixed into anything and it just open, that's how you live a life that is free. That's the freedom we're pointing to. And if a worry comes up, you realize, wait a minute, that's just a thought. But all that there is experience. Or experiencing, if you want to use that term, because in reality there's nobody experiencing anything. There's no one who's having the experience, because there's no one, because this I that I claim to be is just a thought. However, going back to the theme of this video, which is attention, notice that when you're wide open, when the attention is not directed or fixed onto anything, you see, you are the peace that passes all understanding. You are the freedom, So notice how there's a tendency of bringing the attention specifically to something that seems to matter to us. If thinking matters to you, of course the attention is going to go there, and you're going to be trapped in the attention, or by the attention on thought. And thought is it's changing, it's not even real. We believe our thoughts, and that's what makes it real for us. But if we don't believe our thoughts, what remains? What remains is this life. And that's why you could say that when the attention is not fixed onto something, in this case thought, which is usually the protagonist of all of our concerns, when the attention is not fixed onto anything, all that there is silence. Silence is not the absence of noise or the absence of sound. Silence is that in which sound seems to appear, in which thought seems to appear, in which sensation seems to appear, in which everything seems to appear. And if the attention doesn't go to the appearance, you rest in beingness, you rest in peace, you are happy. That's it. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this today's topic, and as always, may peace permeate the mind so that love can become evident.